name is Savannah, and today I want to praise Lilly Ledbetter for being a champion on the issues of equal pay and equal rights for women in the workplace. As both a woman and a political organizer, these issues are of great importance to me, and even though I've worked on a lot of issues over the last several years, these are always the ones that are the most important to me on a personal level. Did you know that based on a poll done in 2012, 91% of Americans believe men and women should have equal rights upheld by the Constitution, and 72% think that that already exists? Unfortunately, it does not. The Equal Rights Amendment, which was originally passed in Congress in 1972, has to this day only been ratified by 38 states. It's also been reintroduced every single year since then, and still no luck. In 1998, Lilly Ledbetter sued Goodyear after learning that over the course of her life, she spent 20 years with the company and her pay had been equal to 60% what her counterparts had made. Today, I want to tell you about Lilly Ledbetter's life in Alabama and her time spent at Goodyear, the lawsuit she filed against Goodyear, and the Supreme Court's eventual ruling. And finally, I want to tell you about the Lilly Ledbetter Fair Pay Act of 2009. Lilly grew up in a small town in Alabama. She married a veteran, she had 2 children, she was a working woman in the 70s. In 1979, she got her first job at Goodyear working as an overnight shift manager. She was the very first woman that the company hired to work in that sort of position. After being employed for 19 years, she found out that her pay had, over the years, become significantly less than her male coworkers, with equal or less experience, generally making $500 to $1,500 less per month. In 1998, Lilly filed a formal complaint with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. A district court ruled in favor of Goodyear for multiple parts of her claim, including a part regarding the Equal Pay Act of 1963. However, the jury eventually ruled in her favor on the claims of sex discrimination as part of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. She was awarded $3.3 million in damages by that court. Unfortunately, in November 2006, Goodyear appealed to the Supreme Court. In a 5-4 vote, they ruled in favor of Goodyear, overturning the district court's ruling and the amount of damages owed to Lilly. It was decided that Ledbetter was not entitled to compensation because she had filed her claim more than 180 days after receiving her first discriminatory paycheck. Supreme Court Justice Ginsburg spoke out against applying the 180-day rule to pay discrimination because discrimination often occurs in small amounts over a very large amount of time. Additionally, the pay information of coworkers is generally confidential. I'm sure a lot of us that have had jobs have had to sign waivers saying that we're not going to discuss our pay with our coworkers, and that's usually a reason for that is because they don't want you to know that you're getting paid less or more than someone else who's doing the same job. Adverse actions like unfair termination are obvious, but small pay discrepancies are really difficult to recognize, especially within 180 days of it happening. Justice Ginsburg wrote, "Initially, Ledbetter's salary was in line with the salaries of men performing substantially similar work. Over time, however, her pay slipped in comparison to the pay of male area managers with equal or less seniority. By the end of 1997, Ledbetter was the only woman working as an area manager, and the pay discrepancy between her and her male counterparts was extremely obvious." Lilly did not give up her fight for equality, though. In 2007, Congress first introduced a bill for her, but failed to get it passed. She became an active campaigner during the 2008 elections, working on behalf of workplace discrimination and fair pay for women. In January 2009, Congress acted again. Just 3 weeks after the bill's introduction, it was signed into law by President Obama, the very first bill he signed during his first term of office. The Lilly Ledbetter Fair Pay Act of 2009 amends the Civil Rights Act of 1964. The new act states that the 180-day statute of limitation does not apply to equal pay issues because you just don't know. There's no way to tell that quickly, and it's not fair. So it now resets with each new paycheck affected by that original discriminatory action. It also addressed the Supreme Court's decision saying that an employer that makes a discriminatory wage does not set the date. It's the most recent paycheck. Lilly faced harsh criticism and consequences for deciding to fight on behalf of women and equal pay for equal work. After 10 years of legal battles, she has made huge strides for women in the workplace. Today, I told you about the story of Lilly Ledbetter and her fight for fair pay and equal rights for working women. The struggle continues daily for women across America, and Lilly Ledbetter is an inspiration and champion for women everywhere.